All right, guys, it's not looking too good for the Mandalorian and Grogu, and I don't know why anybody thought this was going to make big bucks at the box office,
They
but
waited too long. They waited like years too long to even do this.
yeah, this movie is about 4 or 5 years too late. We're going to talk about this. The damage has been done to Star Wars. I think it's you have Starfighter's Dead on Arrival, which that one might actually do okay, but it's just, look, the interest in Star Wars, I would say, is even lower than Star Trek in some ways. It's just like people are not into it anymore. It's over. Disney has absolutely killed the Star Wars brand. And now we're going to look at the tracking for The Mandalorian and Grogu. They're saying about 71 million opening weekend. I actually think that sounds kind of high based on just, I guess my gut, like the gut check, like how interested people seem in this movie, and I'm not hearing any buzz.
They're not even listed in the, they've surveyed 5,000 people. They're not even listed in the top 10 of movies people want to see this summer.
No. And
Devil Wears Prada 2 is on there.
Oh my God, that's bad. So we'll talk about this and compare and contrast with Solo, which actually made more. Solo was a huge failure for Disney, and it did like 85 million opening weekend. And this one's tracking lower than Solo. And that's years later. So adjusted for inflation, that is not good.
No.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I'm going to reiterate, my interest in Star Wars has never been lower. In fact, it's practically non-existent. And this is a lifelong Star Wars fan who's just completely numb to everything that Disney's doing.
I used to read all the books. I collected the toys. I sold the toys in college, pay for books and stuff. Art supplies are very expensive and things like that. And I think I was a bigger fan than you were. And I'm even like, I think so. You know, like I can watch the originals and I will from time to time, but they just don't feel the same now because it's like when the expanded universe books were out, it even just made me want to watch the originals more because it was like, oh, so this is excitement. I know what's going to happen then. I know what's going to happen in the future. It's really awesome. And now that I know what's going to happen in the future, I'm just like, I don't care what happened in the original.
Yeah, that, I mean, I hate
that. Yes.
I hate that. I hate looking at.
I hate that.
Like Empire Strikes Back for the longest time was probably my favorite movie, just hands down. I know it's like very cliche, like, oh, it's a nerd that liked the. No, it was my favorite movie of all time, and I could watch that movie over and over again.
I could watch the original trilogy 100 times over in a day and be happy.
Yeah, and every time it was on like USA or Disney Channel, whatever, I always watched it, and I never got bored of Star Wars, even the prequels. I know you didn't like the prequels, but I like the prequels
not as much as you. I was excited when they had Carrie Fisher on Sci-Fi.
Oh yeah, she'd introduced. She was
like doing the thing and talking about stuff. I was so happy to watch that. I was so excited. I waited for it to come on so I could watch it because she was going to be on there hosting and stuff. Like I loved it. I was such a nerd. I wrote the author of one of the books that I liked the book and they named the character after me. I am such a Star Wars nerd. It's ridiculous. And even I'm like, you know, I can't wrestle up enough, give a shit anymore. And I feel sad. Like I'll see merch sometimes and I'll be like, oh, and you know, at Bucket, oh, I want that. Or something that's classic Star Wars, original Star Wars, I might want some merch. But for the most part, it breaks my heart. It really does. I think I'm more upset about how I feel than my feelings.
Yeah. Ewoks, I know you're still into the Ewoks.
I do. I love Ewoks. It's a problem.
But they're
so cute and furry. They're little rabid assholes. I love them.
But they're
like honey badgers of Endor.
They're betting on Grogu to carry it. And I'm like, yeah, you are way late. Like Grogu merch was popular for about a year. Like all the wine moms wanted the Grogu stuff.
The dolls are all like at Goodwill and stuff now.
Oh yeah, we went to they had a new Ollie's that opened up close by. We went to the new Ollie's and it's like there's like all kinds of Grogu books and shit. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares about any of this anymore. And like there are figures at some of the other Ollies that have literally been sitting there since like the first or second season of The Mandalorian and nobody wants them. And this, you know, plus Pedro Pascal, I think that is a huge factor.
People they do not seem to care about Pedro Pascal anymore. I think that he's been oversaturated and people are just like, nope, done with it. And plus he's always out there like, you know, stirring up shit. People are just over him.
Oh yeah. So this one, it's not tracking well. So you've got Pirates and Princesses. We'll go out and look at the actual tracking. Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu early box office predictions are not looking great. They said, they're estimating 70 to 85 million.
That was the range, but most of the numbers I'm seeing are like low 70s.
I don't even. I'm going to be honest. I don't even think it's going to hit that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I had this feeling about Tron Ares too, where people were like, "Oh, it's going to make what they say, like $50 million," and it was like half of that.
Yeah.
This feels like a $50-60 million movie to me.
And then here's the thing too. We're talking domestic, not global, but
Domestic, yeah.
here's the thing too. I think what's going on is this was from a show. Like Disney screwed themselves over when they started doing all these shows on Disney Plus because people are going to watch the show, but they associate with the show. So what's going to happen is everybody thinks this is going to be like season 4, which it basically is of the show.
It's season 4. Yeah.
And the show was kind of already waning in popularity after season 2 because season 3 sucked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been already years past. Everybody's over it. They didn't really care for season 3. The ones who are going to want to watch the show may go to the theater, but a lot of them are going to be like, well, I'll just wait till it's on Disney Plus to watch it like with the rest of it.
Yeah, and again, this is another movie that requires homework. Like you have to have,
Disney keeps doing that, yeah.
And especially, and this is one of the complaints I have about the Filoniverse. Just early on, like I don't know how he's going to do long term. He might do great. I don't know. But right now, all I'm seeing is he's taking every opportunity he can take to put his cartoon characters into live action, which is fine if you're a fan of the cartoon shows. Most people did not watch the cartoons. So they don't even realize the cartoons are technically supposed to be canon, but he's trying to like canonize all of his OC characters, and it confuses people. Like, oh, I'm supposed to know who this is. Which Star Wars movie was this guy in? Oh, he wasn't in a Star Wars movie. He was on a cartoon show. Well, I didn't watch a cartoon show. Right?
I mean, you can go watch the cartoon shows. They're out there, but a lot of people just don't want to, or like that. You always have to have extra steps, and you can introduce new characters, and they'll probably do it in such a way that introduces people who don't know. I hope, or they're doing it wrong. But yeah, it's something that people are used to watching and streaming. It's a huge jump to go to the theatrical. They're trying to stick stuff in it, like member barriers, like, oh, there's an at Walker and all this other stuff in it, trying to get people there, or tie it into the ride at Disney's park so they can change the at Disney parks into Mandalorian and Grogu. But it's just stupid.
And then, I mean, it's not like people are starved for Star Wars, even decent Star Wars content, because you go out to YouTube and there are all these AI Star Wars videos that actually look better than the stuff Lucasfilm has been doing. So it's kind of like if you need a Star Wars hit that feels more like Star Wars, the fans are giving it to you. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, right? It's like the homebrew scene blew up because Wizards wasn't giving people what they wanted anymore.
They'll find it someplace else.
Then they tried to squash that too because they wanted to monetize it, the OGL. Right. So yeah, and that's just it. Like I think people still have very fond memories of the original trilogy, and a lot of younger people with the prequels. Again, I actually have said since the beginning I do not hate the prequels. I think they weren't executed as well as they could have been, but the overall story I think was pretty good. But yeah, just so many people are. Go ahead.
Some of the actors they're trying to argue that the sequels are going to be as beloved as the other Star Wars. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, nobody talks about them. Nobody cares. So this is the thing. Like, actually, I think this Ben Solo movie that they were talking about doing, the Soderbergh Ben Solo movie, might have actually retroactively made the sequels better, kind of like the Clone Wars cartoon made the prequels better. But it's not going to happen. It's like deader than dead. They said it's definitely not going to happen. I don't think anybody's going to look back at the sequels fondly other than, oh, I went with my dad to go see The Force Awakens or something because he was all excited for Star Wars. Like most people can't remember half the characters. Like even the original Star Wars, everybody knew the background character. All the background characters had action figures and everybody knew their names. Nobody gives a shit about the background characters in any of these movies.
And the amount of stuff that's languishing on the shelves. Like, I mean, yeah, not everything sold back in the 80s either, but usually when on sale, everybody grabbed it up, like, but now it's like you have figures from, like The Last Jedi or even The Force Awakens sitting at Ollie's. Okay.
Still.
We're talking years.
A decade. They've been
and they still can't give them away. I was joking when that new Ollie's opened. I was like, are they going to have Rey figures in the shelf because they're trying to get rid of them? And thankfully they didn't. But
no,
I was
they
like,
knew better.
Oh my God.
So and there's so many Ollies. Like you got most Ollies and there's just piles and piles and piles of Star Wars. And that's how you gauge the popularity of a franchise, right? And it's just like Disney has completely killed it. They would have been, and I've said many times, they would have been better off just being custodians of the IP and being like, we're not going to make new Star Wars, but we're going to make some really good original trilogy merch. We're going to celebrate the original trilogy.
Well, no, they should have made some stuff, but they should have just made sure it was Star Wars. They should have worked with Lucas for so long to make sure that it was Star Wars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People would probably complain about that too, to be fair, because they were mad at George Lucas for the prequels.
Well, okay, so that's what this whole thing is like. It's so, because the reason that we got the shit we got was because George Lucas got shit over the prequels. So he got fed up and he basically just sold Star Wars off because he didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, so I mean, now Disney has to deal with it, but then Disney somehow found a way to make it really,
worse.
really, really bad decisions. If you go back to my article, too, like we're going to talk about, they veered down. Well, they're saying that the budget on this was about, they think 166 million. I think that sounds low given what they usually spend, but experts were saying it's probably going to take at least 425 to like 500 million to break even with the marketing. And they spent all that money on Super Bowl and all this other stuff. So they're saying it could take a lot of money to break even. It probably will break even. I don't know how much money it's going to make, but yeah, it depends who you ask, you know. But if you go down further, I have here are the list of the movies people want to see. They did a survey, 5,000 people. It's Fandango. Okay. These are the movies people wanted to see for the summer. Number 1, Toy Story 5. That's the most in demand. So that was probably going to kick all kinds of ass because it's the number 1 story. I know. Over Spider-Man, which surprised me. 2 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. 3 is The Devil Wears Prada 2. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is more in demand with general audiences than The Mandalorian and a Star Wars movie, okay? The Odyssey, Scary Movie, Moana, Minions and Monsters, Mortal Kombat 2, which I do want to see.
I want to see that one. Really bad,
Supergirl and Insidious, the Bleeding World, all have more demand than The Mandalorian and Grogu, a Star Wars movie.
And I don't even think Supergirl is going to do gangbusters, but it might do better.
Well, she's number 9 on the list, so she's not like super far up the list either. I'm so surprised Devil Wears Prada 2 is that high up the list, but here we are.
So what's also not on the list is Masters of the Universe.
Well, that is surprising to me too, because Masters of the Universe is coming. So this movie comes out in the end of May, like May 22nd. Masters comes out June 5th, and then one of the other movies comes out not long after that too. That's going to probably kick its ass.
I think. Was it? I don't know. I know Scary Movie comes out.
Toy Story 5 it comes out.
Oh, Toy Story 5, yeah. They moved Scary Movie to the same day as He-Man. And that's number 4 on the number 5.
Number 5 on the list, yeah.
And a lot of people, and they're all like, well, Gen Z's so offended. No, they're not. Actually, Gen Z wants to go see Scary Movie. So I don't think they give a shit about He-Man.
No, I'm hoping He-Man does well. I'm hoping it's good. I'm really hoping, because we'll be going to see He-Man 100%.
I'll tell you what I think is going to happen with He-Man. I think the movie is actually going to be decent because it is a Travis Knight movie, but I think it's going to be a huge failure. I think it's going to.
I hope not, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I can tell you, Mandalorian Grogu's headed for a huge failure.
Yeah, and this is Star Wars.
Iceberg.
Like, let's be honest. Like, He-Man was never Star Wars levels of popular, right?
Oh no.
I mean, He-Man's it was big for a couple of years in the 80s.
There's a few IP that you think of that are like the IPs of entertainment, and Star Wars was one of the top ones. And Disney somehow managed to destroy it. Yeah,
Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings was that got destroyed too. And the Harry Potter, honestly, the new show might destroy that completely. So, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I don't care. Like, I watched the trailer, and the weird thing about the trailer was it's so murky. It looks like mud. Like,
well, I had to brighten up this picture like massively because it was like dark and murky.
It is, like, even compared to the show. Like, the show was pretty well lit or whatever, but like a lot of people are complaining about how bad movies look now, the color correction. Same with the Harry Potter streaming series. It was the same thing. Like, I'm watching a trailer for Mando and Grogu in the theater, and I'm like, I can't tell what's going on because everything looks like brown green sludge.
Yeah, it was just all dark. Yeah,
it doesn't look fun at all. It looks like a drag. So it's like you have this cute little character and you can't even see him because everything's he's
the
lurking
original
around
Star Wars, everything was like really like it stood out. The colors were thought out. People they stood out. It wasn't everything murky and dark and blending together. And everything, even when they had like space stuff, it was like things were defined and it stood out. I don't know. The whole thing just doesn't encourage optimism. I know that.
No.
And this movie is not looking like it's going to do well. I'm interested to see closer to if that changes. I think if it changes, this might go down, not up.
Yeah. No, I agree. We're going to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.